Welcome to Sociology Visualized. In today's lecture we will discuss Govind Sadashiv Ghurye, one of the most important pioneers of sociology in India. G.S. Ghurye is widely regarded as the founder of Indian sociology as an academic discipline. He played a crucial role in institutionalizing sociology in India and shaping its early theoretical direction. His work combined Indological traditions with sociological analysis, making him one of the most influential figures in the development of Indian sociology. Intellectual background. G.S. Ghurye was born in 1893 in Maharashtra. He completed his higher education at Bombay University and later went to Cambridge University, where he studied under the famous anthropologist W.H.R. Rivers. Rivers' influence exposed Ghurye to British social anthropology, but unlike many Western anthropologists, Ghurye believed that the study of Indian society must rely heavily on classical Indian texts and historical sources. After returning to India, Ghurye joined Bombay University and became the head of the Department of Sociology in 1924. Under his leadership, Bombay University became the most important centre for sociological research in India, producing many influential sociologists such as M. N. Srinivas, K. M. Kapodia, Irawati Karve. Because of this institutional contribution, Ghurye is often called the father of the Bombay School of Sociology. Methodological approach to Indological perspective. One of the most distinctive features of Ghurye's sociology is his Indological approach. Indology refers to the study of Indian society through ancient texts, scriptures, and historical literature such as Vedas, Upanishads, Smritis, epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ghurye believed that Indian social institutions cannot be understood without studying their historical and cultural roots. Therefore, he combined historical analysis, textual interpretation, comparative sociology. This approach distinguished him from later sociologists like M. N. Srinivas, who emphasized fieldwork and empirical studies. Ghurye's contribution to the study of caste. Ghurye's most famous work is his book, Caste and Race in India, 1932. This book remains one of the earliest systematic sociological analyses of the caste system. According to Ghurye, caste is a complex social institution characterized by 6 main features. 6 characteristics of caste. 1. Segmental division of society. Society is divided into several hereditary groups called castes. Membership is determined by birth and individuals remain within their caste throughout life. 2. Hierarchy. Castes are organized in a hierarchical order based on notions of purity and pollution. The Brahmins occupy the highest position while the so-called untouchables were historically placed at the lowest. 3. Restrictions on social intercourse. Different castes maintain social distance from one another, especially in matters such as dining and social interaction. 4. Civil and religious disabilities and privileges. Higher castes traditionally enjoyed certain privileges, while lower castes faced restrictions in accessing temples, wells, and education. 5. Lack of unrestricted choice of occupation. Occupations were traditionally associated with particular castes. 6. Restrictions on marriage. Caste is strictly endogamous, meaning marriage occurs within the same caste group. Ghurye argued that these characteristics together define the structure of the caste system in India. Ghurye's theory on the origin of caste. Ghurye rejected purely racial explanations of caste but acknowledged that racial elements played some role in its formation. He suggested that the Aryans, who migrated into India, maintained social distance from indigenous populations, which gradually contributed to caste differentiation. However, he emphasized that caste cannot be explained by race alone. Instead, it developed through a combination of cultural, religious, and social factors. Ghurye's views on tribes. Another important area of Ghurye's research was tribal communities. His views on tribes are presented in his famous book, The Scheduled Tribes, 1943. Ghurye argued that many tribes are not completely separate from Hindu society. Instead, they represent backward Hindus. According to him, Tribes and castes are not fundamentally different. Many tribes are gradually integrated into the Hindu social system. Cultural assimilation is a natural historical process. This perspective later became known as the assimilationist approach. However, this view has been criticized by later anthropologists who argued that tribal cultures have their own distinct identities. Other major contributions. Apart from caste and tribes, Ghurye studied many other aspects of Indian society. His work covered kinship and family, religion, ascetic traditions, urbanization, culture and civilization. He believed that sociology should study the continuity between tradition and modernity in Indian society. Important books of G.S. Ghurye. Ghurye was a highly prolific scholar who wrote more than 30 books. Some of his most important works include Caste and Race in India, 1932. This is his most famous work and a classic text on caste. The Scheduled Tribes, 1943. A sociological analysis of tribal communities and their integration into Hindu society. Indian Sadhus, 1953. A study of ascetic traditions and religious renunciation in India. Family and Kin in Indo-European Culture, 1955. A comparative study of kinship patterns. Cities and Civilization, 1962. An analysis of the role of cities in cultural development. Indian Costume, 1951. A cultural study of clothing traditions in India. These works demonstrate the breadth of Ghurye's intellectual interests, ranging from sociology to cultural history. Criticism of Ghurye. Although Ghurye made foundational contributions, his work has also been criticized. First, his Indological approach relied heavily on textual sources and paid less attention to empirical fieldwork. Later sociologists like M. N. Srinivas emphasized direct field studies to understand social realities. Second, his idea that tribes are backward Hindus has been criticized for ignoring the cultural autonomy and unique traditions of tribal communities. Third, some scholars argue that Ghurye's work reflects a Brahmanical perspective because he relied heavily on Sanskrit texts. Despite these criticisms, Ghurye remains a central figure in the development of Indian sociology. Conclusion. To conclude, G.S. Ghurye played a pioneering role in establishing sociology in India. His contributions include institutionalizing sociology at Bombay University, developing the Indological approach, providing a systematic analysis of caste, studying tribes, kinship, religion, and culture. His work laid the foundation upon which later sociologists such as M. N. Srinivas, Andre Patil, and Yogendra Singh built their research. Even today, his book Caste and Race in India remains an essential reference for understanding the caste system. If you found this lecture helpful, do like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.